If you've ever tried to cut down on your social media use, you've probably given YouTube a free pass. We tell ourselves it doesn't count because it's educational. But the reality is that the platform is engineered to overwhelm you. It serves up a constant, addictive, and endless stream of visual stimulation designed to bury you in content. So we try to fight back. We download website blockers or try going cold turkey. But those methods are so restrictive that we usually end up turning them off within a few days. And honestly, you shouldn't block it completely. You can't easily learn how to pressure wash a driveway or tie a tie from a book. Sometimes you need a search engine for video. Over the next 5 minutes, we are going to rebuild your desktop and mobile interfaces. We will filter out the bingeable filler and keep that core practical utility, because gaining control over your screen time doesn't come from sheer willpower. It comes from engineering an environment full of intentional friction. Step 1 is a quick test. Open your YouTube homepage right now and look at the grid of recommendations for 10 seconds. Don't click on anything. Just look at what the algorithm is serving you. Look closely at the podcast clips, the self-development vlogs, and the educational commentary. These videos often provide a false sense of productivity, but when you look at the results from the past month, they rarely lead to any actual changes in your life. When you aggregate those decisions, 93% of your remaining free time, after accounting for sleep, work, and chores, will be spent looking at a screen. Clicking suggested videos feels like progress, but that time is a flat line. You come out the exact same person. Before we install any technical blockers, you have to accept that reality. Consciously recognizing that your algorithmic feed is almost entirely useless is the mandatory prerequisite to fixing the addiction. Now for the desktop lockdown. You need to install a free browser extension called Untrap. Once it's installed, go straight to the settings and completely disable YouTube Shorts. They are gone. Next, we handle the homepage. We will leave suggestions turned on, but disable infinite scrolling. This restricts your feed to a finite list of about 20 videos. Once you reach the bottom, that is it. Then navigate to the video player settings. Hide the titles, the view counts, the descriptions, and the comments. Turn off everything that surrounds the actual video player. Finally, the most critical step, enable grayscale mode across the entire website. Look at the resulting interface. You move from a cluttered, highly stimulating trap to a clean grayscale tool with zero distractions. Stripping away the platform's colorful metrics and endless scrolling features removes the psychological hooks the algorithm relies on to keep you in a binge session. For your phone, we need a different approach. Install an app called ScreenZen. Instead of blocking YouTube entirely, configure ScreenZen to trigger a mandatory delay timer every single time you attempt to open the app. You can customize the unskippable screen you see during this delay. Write a custom insult designed to force a moment of self-reflection. The timer forces you to sit with your impulse. By the time the countdown ends and you have read your own insult, the goal is that you choose the Do Not Open option. ScreenZen has a crucial secondary setting. You can enable a dedicated feature that independently blocks YouTube Shorts, even if you successfully unlock the main app. When that set-in craving for short-form content hits and your thumb instinctively goes to swipe, you are stopped entirely cold. Forcing that mandatory delay intercepts your subconscious habit loop. It shifts behavior from impulsive to intentional. Once you implement this protocol, you will experience a sudden, uncomfortable vacuum of free time. You have to proactively fill that schedule. Choose specific analog activities to slot in. Read a book, study for class, or go outside. Permanently breaking a digital addiction cycle requires immediately replacing the old habit with a physically engaging, off-screen action. Your digital environment is now secured. You have a finite grayscale desktop tool and an actively hostile mobile app that intercepts your cravings. You have successfully maintained the platform's practical utility while completely eliminating its addictive design. If you ever feel tempted to turn these settings off, remember that 93% statistic. That is the time you are fighting for. Right now, close your browser tab, put your device away, and go execute your analog habit.